So I'll do the same things over and over again. I'll go over Bitcoin, ETH, Sol, and a few coins that I think have strength. Let me just make this clear. I think memes are completely cooked. I don't think memes make a comeback at all. To be honest, Sol, I mentioned multiple times that Sol has topped in videos, in my posts. Sol has topped, and they have a huge unlock coming. So it's only down from here. If you guys are in the NFT space, get out. Like, there's no reason to be in the NFT space anymore. If you guys are trading meme coins, you guys should be going in with only a small allocation of your portfolio. Your total meme coin portfolio and low cap coin should be no more than 5%. But I think memes are completely cooked. This whole entire Libra thing made that abundantly clear. But before I go into Sol, let's talk about Bitcoin here. So you can draw the trend line from wherever. Okay, so here is the trend line. Okay, as long as this trend line is valid, this is an uptrend. We can continue back down even to this point by May and still be another higher low here. Okay, higher highs, higher lows. Okay, this hasn't changed yet, but on a lower time frame, this is your range lows. Okay, and if we're talking about this being a higher high and this being your higher low, we can take this and look at it from a candle perspective. And this being a double top, this is your double top neckline. Okay, it's also your range low. If this level is lost and does something like this and fails to put in, fails to go above and put in a deviation to make a new higher high, then you have a market structure change, just like you did here. Okay, here you have your higher high and higher low into a double top, goes down to make a lower low, and then market structure change, goes into a triple top, and again fails to make, like, yes, you had a higher low here, okay, higher high, higher low, lower low, and then market structure change to the downside. So we're about to see the same exact thing here. If we go to a daily time frame, oops, okay, this range low from 92.5k is a very important level. 92.5. There we go. Lose that, then you will see alts probably plunge another 20 to 30%. If I were to turn on RSI here, okay, we don't have any divergences forming. We're just getting to a level of support, but this is a double top and this is the neckline. So if this neckline is lost, then, clench your butt cheeks because we're going to go lower. The first level is going to be, well, let's talk about my play first. Let me remove these beautiful squiggles. So if you were to take fibs from lows to highs here, okay, from here to there, we bounced perfectly from this level and the 786 fib and then went higher. Okay, now let's take it from this low to this high. Okay, so we got our bounce from this golden pocket briefly and the 786 fib. Okay, I took this low to this high, but let's take it from this low to this high. Okay, so we already got the bounce from the golden pocket, but this 786 fib has not been touched yet because here to here, this got close to it. That's where I'm going to be setting my play. The play is, okay, now spot or perps are a little bit different on Bybit versus Binance. That's why there's a little gap. But this low to this high here, 786 fib, comes to support as well, and then we're going to DCA here at the support line. Stops are going to be below, and then hopefully we get a bounce, and this level is just a wick into the 786 fib, and then continue higher. Now, I'm not looking for a huge R&R here. I'm just looking for a simple move to the upside of hopefully 100K, but Bitcoin is like the strongest coin outside of Litecoin in terms of, you know, the chart staying stable. Um, Everything else looks like dog shit because of Bitcoin dominance. So with Bitcoin dominance looking as bullish as it does, I can't say that the top is in for Bitcoin, but I can say that the top is in for most altcoins. It's just, you know, there's not enough money after the shenanigans that happened with Libra, and you have to understand when the money is gone, when you are liquidated, or you know all this money is taken from the market, it's very hard to replace it. It doesn't happen so fast. Okay. So, you know, I don't know how much money was lost from the Libra token or liquidations, but it does require time for that to come back. All right. Now, yes, Caleb brought a good point here. The S&P making new all-time highs, stocks making new all-time highs. But if I were to take a look at, let's do, let's take a look at the Nasdaq. Okay. So now, and this is the NQ. Let's go to, whoa. Here, let's go to, okay, okay. So what happens if this double tops here and starts going down? Or we can take a look at, um, let's see. I want to take a look at, here, hold on. I'll come back to NASDAQ, but if we're taking a look at the NASDAQ, and you know, NASDAQ's for techs, right? So if tech stocks come crashing down, right, and everything is making highs, but we really aren't. Hold on, S&P. I'm brain fogged. I'll come back to this. But
The tick is SPX.
oh yeah, here. Whoa. Let's look at this on the weekly. Okay. Okay. So if this starts rolling over, and I mean, all the charts will look the same, right? The SPY, SPX, NASDAQ, if these all double top here and start going down, and it starts pulling crypto down with it, right? If we're not going up while stocks are going up, and we go down when stocks go down, it's just going to be miserable, right? So we're non-correlated at the moment, and that's kind of freaky because gold's making all-time high. We usually move with gold, right? But also the dollar is weakening. If this was our previous range and we just deviated back under the range, dollar's been going down, crypto's been going down. That's not what we want to see. When the dollar goes down, we want to see crypto go up. So it's really
Yeah, it's
concerning.
super weird right now with DXY going down.
Yeah. So this either looks like a double top forming on the stock indexes, or this goes higher and we are just lagging by a lot. I just can't see that. I think that the dump that we just recently had is a test dump. I think we're going to see a capitulation hopefully into that 90K area. But if you are to buy anything on spot, it would be the strong performers. I would have Bitcoin in there. I wouldn't even have ETH or Sol in there, but Litecoin. The reason why Litecoin is so strong is because of the ETF narrative, but I'll go over that. But in terms of this market, Bitcoin market, and the rest of the market, I think right now it's all about shorting the pumps. I don't think that Bitcoin has topped, but I do think that most of the other markets have topped. So until we get a breakout here, we just made another lower low. Okay, not bullish until this level around 98K is flipped, and then we go higher. Okay, otherwise for now we're just going to play this as it is, and the 786 fib hasn't been touched, so I'm going to play the 786 fib as a swing long, hopefully above 100K. But I think we're going to get another one of these wicks coming soon, in my opinion. So let me, this is already posted in my channel, but I'll post this here as well. Okay, so ETH. So either this is going to be a fractal of this, a little accumulation before another move up, or this is completely cooked. I was hoping that we wouldn't come back down into this previous range, but we have turned this SR point into resistance. And again, another lower high. On a lower time frame, this looks like a bear flag. Let's go to the 12-hour. Okay. Possible bear flag forming here, or a descending wedge, however you want to see it. However, I still think that ETH goes and tests this support here, and possibly goes to, I think I mentioned it last time, around 1850 to 1900. I still think we get this. Now, any move down on Bitcoin is going to be detrimental to alts because of Bitcoin dominance. So if we get a pump, now we have to get above this level. Okay, this is our resistance level. We need to get above this level to be okay. However, this is the major level that we need to reclaim. Okay, this 3K level. Reclaim that, we definitely go higher. But I just don't see the strength in the markets right now to do so. It would be another test of this trend line as well. So, for me, I would wait until we have a clear uptrend. This is still downtrends making lower lows and lower highs. I would wait until either this support is grabbed and bidding basically from here. This is your buy zone. Let's make that green. Or if you want to be safe, you wait until we have a breakout and reclaim of this area, and you long. I don't know if this ever goes back to new highs, but you long with stop somewhere down here when it forms. Right here, it's very tricky to get into anything. So I wouldn't even touch this on leverage. I'm still in my short from yesterday. Or sorry, I closed that short, but I'm looking for this long to trigger. Okay, we have these lows here. I am looking for a sweep of those lows, create an SFP, and then long with whatever wick is created. And again, this is just a range and play whatever range is created. So this is not a limit order. You can still find this trade in my channel. If I were to draw this further down, it could be possibly another retest of that area, and then Let's draw fibs from these lows to those highs. Now the golden pocket falls a little bit below, so that's why I want it to wick into here. SFP, long, stops below whatever wick is created. Let's remove this one because it's not valid. And this would be the setup. I'm not really looking to play ETH. Like, this is just cancer. Sol. These are the two plays, and I'll give you my reasoning for it. Okay. So I mentioned in my channel that we had a div forming. Okay. So price was making lower lows, and RSI was making higher lows. So we had a bullish divergence on the lower time frame. What I'm looking for is a push into this order block here. This is a 1 hour order block. I'm looking for a short scalp here, stops above, a little bit above the wick, and looking for a continuation of the dump. Maybe it makes, a higher time frame bullish divergence. That's where I'd be looking to long. But the long for me, and I'll post this in my channel again, or in chats, but it's also given in my channel. For me, the long trigger, okay, we have this trend line that we've been holding. I drew on the 3-day. Okay, this trend line that we've been holding ever since, and we're getting awfully close to breaking it. Now, what happened the last time we had a break of a major trend line? Whoops. I need this chart. 1 sec. Okay. Here is the last time we had a break of this trend line. Okay. So huge trend line to the upside, broke down, and then continued further down. Now, Sol already had a market structure break once this low was lost. Okay. So the reasoning for these shorts is okay, higher high, higher low, higher high, made a lower low here, market structure is broken, go back up. Either we reject here for a brief move down, this was a scalp play, okay? Even if we come back down here, we can still go back up and make a lower high here and then continue the grind down. Now the reason for this short is because we fell back into the previous range. Here was the range. We closed below it. So I'm looking for a retest of this SR point. Very, very tight stops, risking only 1 to 1.5%. Or I took the fibs from this high down to the low that was created for a move into this golden pocket area. Okay. But the only long that I'm looking to take is, unless we can reclaim this area and reclaim the uptrend, the only long that I'm willing to take is a long at these range lows here around 120. I am not interested in Sol anymore. I do have my position still, but if you guys are really looking for a long, you want this daily SFP to occur, a move up to 168.4, close above, and then you can long with stops below the wick. But until that reclaim happens, I don't think Sol is worth touching whatsoever. because we have huge unlocks, or I think we have two unlocks coming. One's on March 1st. It's going to be about 2% of the circulation. And then, you have repayments of FTX happening, but I think that's mostly in USD. But I think people are going to take it, and I don't see any injection in this coin. So, either we get above this $200 level to safely long, otherwise you just short every single pump to the upside until this proves that it's not weak. But I just don't see that happening. So these are again given in my channel. This is an SFP to play if the daily closes back above here. Otherwise, not worth it. Last but not least, the strongest coin in the market, at least in my watch list, is Litecoin. That is because, and I closed it stupidly, um, that is because of the ETF narrative. Now, if we take a look here, okay, we have clear resistance. We have a possible inverse head and shoulders forming, right? This can go back up. This is the boss level around 135. If that level is flipped, you will most likely see a huge pump. Now, this is the technical target, okay, around 180-ish. But there is absolutely nothing bearish about this coin yet, okay? Every pump that we've had in the market, this pump's much harder. So if you are looking to trade a few coins, and I only suggest trading a few coins, I don't suggest being in multiple coins at once, you would pick the most volatile coins. That has been Sol, Litecoin, and Bitcoin. Like ETH has been, like pretty stagnant up until now. Or sorry, it's been stagnant now. You had the chance to short yesterday, but I wouldn't really touch ETH. Sol's been pretty volatile. Litecoin's been pretty volatile, and Bitcoin, in my opinion. Okay, um, so until proven wrong, these would be the coins that you're going to play. Now, I don't know if we get a dip into this previous SR point, but if somehow, some way, Litecoin goes back down to here, then you are going to bid. And this can still come back down here and make a left shoulder, or sorry, a right shoulder. I've been waiting for this 110 region. I just don't think we're going to get it. Even a lower time frame. Let's see, if I were to draw fibs from here. Yeah, golden pocket touched perfectly. Swing low to swing high. Bounce from the golden pocket perfectly. Now if we also, here's a scalp play that you could take. Here's an OB. Whoops. Now if that happens, it is a break of structure. Okay. So keep that in mind. But it's a scalp play that you could play probably back to another lower high. Something like that. Shorting this is very risky because of the strength, but I know there are some degens in here. So let me share with you guys where you could possibly short. One sec. I don't see any confluence here. I do see confluence around there. Probably somewhere in the middle just in case of the wicks. Stop loss above. Maybe a little bit lower. You have resistance around here. Okay. That's why I see it's in between the golden pocket fib and the 786 fib. That's where I'd be looking to short if you guys really want to short this coin. Okay. And the last coin that I want to cover is actually Hype. I see someone mentioned it. Okay. And yes, I do think that Hype is losing steam. So the reason for why I closed it is because this trend line has been touched so many times. It's no longer a virgin. Okay. You got a little bear flag action. Now, technical targets of this bear flag, okay, is around $12, okay, which would probably put it from based on this chart double bottom, okay. But we're going to talk about levels first before we actually talk about technical targets, and those levels okay, and obviously down here. These are the levels that you'd be looking to add if you wanted to add, hype to your portfolio. So again, I don't see strength in this. It's completely lost it. This wick up here, I think they released a mainnet or something. That's why it pumped. But again, it was just a pump straight into resistance, and it was a great short opportunity. Um, First time about to close the daily below this trend line, or most likely the daily as well. Yeah. So if that happens on a lower time frame, okay, retest, close below, confirm. You can look to short. It's very, very tight stop loss down to these levels. There are better coins to short out there than this. For example, Sol on any pump up. But also an SR point, turn to resistance. I'd rather take this short if we get it than trying to short this one because we've already had a huge move to the downside, right? So if there is a relief pump, it should be from here. So if I were to see some type of shorting opportunity, I'd rather short at resistance, strong resistance, stop loss above this wick, back down to these levels. This is a lower high season market. Like I said, I think most coins have entered into the bear market. If we do get a pump, you're not going to expect like a 5 to 10x from these levels. So this is why I think any single pump that we get is shorting opportunity until proven otherwise. Yeah, Litecoin holding relatively well. It's only down $1.20, whereas Bitcoin was down $500. Okay, so I have time for a few coins. Just know meme coins are probably my targets are going to be zero, but I'll try to review as many coins as I can in 25 minutes. Okay, so let's take a look at Sui. So I was very pissed about this because I was away when the whole entire Libra thing happened. If I had saw this get rejected by our TP by a brief amount and turn this previous support into an SR point or into resistance, I would have cut, but I was away. But this is Sui's do or die level. Okay. Um, okay. So you have. I'm going to sneeze. One sec. Excuse me. So you have left shoulder, you have your head, you have your right shoulder. Okay, not only that, but if we go to a lower time frame, all right, bear flag. Now you can take it from here or even to here, wherever you want it to. Let's say we took it based on this bear flag. Okay. Technical targets would be a sweep of these lows to 2.23. All right. Now, in head and shoulders target, technical targets would be around 55 cents. Not saying that's going to happen, but I'm just showing you the technical targets of this head and shoulders. Okay. Um, altcoins are all reliant on ETH pumping. ETH hasn't really been pumping at all, so it's just very hard to to long anything or swing anything to the upside until there is strength in the markets. But if I were looking to play this, and this is the only place to play along, it's getting weaker and weaker, right? I would see if these lows are swept. If that happens, and reclaim. Okay, wait for those lows to be swept, reclaim SFP, and maybe stop loss below whatever wick is created, and maybe we get a push up. But for now, this is a clear range. Okay, range lows must hold, but here is going to be no, I don't see confluence there. Here's your mid-range. I think if price goes this is your setup. Lose this level, there's nothing but free air until most likely here first, and then down there. There's nothing but free air. So, yeah. It's sad what one coin can do to the whole ecosystem. ETH, or sorry, this is SUI. XRP. XRP looks cooked as well. Okay. You have a diagonal inverse, or a diagonal head and shoulders possibly forming. Lose this level. I'd look to short all the way back down to this demand zone. XRP is known as good for one thing and one thing only, and that's shorting every single pump. Now, if we are to trade back to this $3 area, this SR point, okay, now this looks like a lower high forming, so this has broken structure. But in the event that we, go back up and trade to that point, that is a given short. Swing short, literally all the way down to oblivion. All right, lower time frame. This is the area where it must hold. It was previously resistance. We broke out, bounced from it briefly. So if you are, looking for longs, this is the area where it must hold. Very tight stops. I don't know how. I don't think there's strength for it to go that high, but if it does, that's where you also short. Okay. There's a whole bunch of liquidity here. So don't be surprised if it goes to 235. But this would be the only long opportunity and a possible long opportunity down here. I wouldn't want to long that because it's on the trend line. And multiple touches of that trend line makes it weaker and weaker. Welcome to the bear market, guys. Injective. SFP on the 4-hour. Yeah, it took these internal lows, but again, Bitcoin's not helping it. But also, there is a bear flag. Lost the trend. You can even take it from here. So this SFP is very tight. Like, I mean, if you're going to take it, it's going to be a very tight stop loss, right? But I just don't trust Bitcoin to hold. Setup is there, and honestly, target is very, very low. That is your target. This was holding up really well. It did really well. If we go back up into this area here, let's say that this is actually the bottom. I look to short golden pocket, DCA at the 786 fib, stop loss above these wicks, and this looks just like another range, right? Here's the range highs, here's the range lows, long range lows, back to the highs. Now both sides are risky because of the multiple touches, but I would wait until these lows are swept with, like, see how this low was swept with this and then went higher? Okay, so I'd wait for something like that to happen before you enter a long and stop loss below whatever wick is created and play the range that way. But this is your scalp play. Arc. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it looks like it just put another higher low. It retested the neckline of the head and shoulders, rejected. Yikes. No longs until this is broken out from. Yep, 786 fib. That's where I would play. I mean, it already tapped the 786 fib and then ran higher. But if we were to play it again, that's where I would go. You have SR point, turn to support. I don't know how much of an up move you'll get, but this would be something that I would buy on spot if you really wanted to get into it. Looks like a garbage chart though. This is a do or die point too, because after that, it's honestly like nothing but new lows. So if you're going to get into it, that's where I would only get into it. And again, short every single pump. OM. This coin, I honestly have no idea. This coin is up only. I don't know why, but right, it's in price discovery. It looks like every single high it makes, it just consolidates before the next leg up. So you have to see if this consolidates before the next leg up. I think it's too. If you get a move back down to here, again, I don't know what's making this go up. I'm not familiar with DAOs and stuff. I think those are a complete waste of time personally. But if this were to go back into a demand zone, and remember, every all-time high is tested. Okay, so here, actually, this is the highs. Okay, there's the breakout. There's the retest. Okay, there's the breakout. Retested, went higher. Okay, breakout. Yes, it came back a little bit lower, but I think Bitcoin dumped those days, went higher. So if we're talking about highs, then this is the high, but again, I'd rather play the demand zone. Now this one would be most likely a spot play because these wicks are ridiculous. But if it comes back down and starts, forming a flag or consolidation, it might not even come back down here, but if it does, that's where I'd be looking to long. If it starts to flag here just like it did there, then you could possibly take a long. Again, I don't know. This could at any moment give out, but on a lower time frame, possible retest here. So if it is to pump, this would be your setup. Target the highs. For me personally, I look to long much lower or short any pump. I wouldn't long anything or any asset at this current market price. Okay, this is your high time frame play. Tau. When did I give this short? Okay. Tau's in a downtrend. Of all the AI plays, like this is one of my favorites, but holding relatively well on this downtrend. And honestly, if I were to buy, this would be a buy zone. Here, down to 280 is a buy in my opinion. Just longing this is difficult in this market. Safe long, you have to wait until this resistance breaks, but it's also at resistance here as well. So a break above, it's a risky long. These wicks are ridiculous, but flip above, you could possibly take a long scalp. Stops below the wick, lower your position size because that's a huge and target there. And this looks like a possible higher low being placed in. So we could go back up to make another higher high, break down, retest, and then hopefully go higher. But you want this break to happen, this reclaim to happen first, because when we rejected it, we went up, reclaimed, went up, so same thing. But on a higher time frame, this is still in a downtrend. You don't want to break back below here, because then it'll probably go back down to like 309. Right, support, support. But I would add this to my spot bag from if we get it. Let me add this. And then we go to the 4-hour. That's a flip play. Tia's dead. I would not focus on Tia. I think this coin's going to zero. Yeah, it's this coin's dead. Just another bear flag here. Again, any pumps on this coin is for shorting. I doubt we get to $3.83. But if in the next 2 months or whatever there's a pump in the market, this is a short. Not only a short, it is a 10 out of 10 setup. And this coin will go to zero. Not even joking. Lower time frame though needs to hold here. Otherwise, it's going to sweep these lows here. I would not long this coin. I would not buy this coin. I'd short it if we get a pump. Probably there. Maybe a wick into this order block. Something like that. No longs taken until this $3.60 or $3.80 is reclaimed. All right, support, support, support. We lost it. No reason to long anything. I honestly think if you guys want to make money to move into TradeFi and other asset markets, gold, silver, they're doing much better than crypto is. LDO only moves with it's a ETH beta, right? So it's going to move with ETH. Unless ETH is showing strength, I wouldn't touch this coin. But if you are really looking to get into longs, we have an order block here. falls within the golden pocket. Stop loss, tight. But I don't think I think any pump in this coin is for shorting, unless ETH goes on a huge, run by itself. But simple range trade here. It's just a range. Second play. Yep, and your mid-range is right there. Rejected from mid-range. ENA. I got 3 more in me after this. I'm going to go in order. Just got to head back. Yikes. This coin's cooked. Okay. Previous resistance, flip to support. It has to hold here. Otherwise, this is going to look like Sol. But the trend line has been lost. Okay. Even retested and turned into resistance. This is one coin I don't think is going to make it back to its highs. It'd be lucky to even put in like a 2x from here. But either it bounces here, maybe a double bottom, very, very tight stops, okay, or short, play it back down, or you're going to play this order block. This would be a spot play. Okay, so entry, DCA, daily close below 32 cents, you cut. All right. I just want my shorts to fill. Ooh, Bitcoin's pumping. Yeah, Litecoin's strength is ridiculous. Cool. So that's it for me, guys. I think I went over through all the coins. I'm going to post this on YouTube, and I will catch you guys next Tuesday.